This is a topic for aquascaping geeks because I'm going to show you what I have on my maintenance cart here. So buckle your seatbelts, here we go. So the basics. This whole thing is an IKEA cart. Placed on the top tray of this cart are two Eheim Multiboxes. How I mounted this, I took a piece of wood and I drilled a hole through the wood and through the tray itself, to the wall of the tray itself, and I just screwed it on. What kind of tools do I have on this side? I do have an ADWA sand flattener. I do have the ADWA straight scissors, limited edition. I do have two types of tweezers. I've got the ADWA long tweezers and the medium ones. I don't have the small ones. I will leave that to Tommy. He likes the small. When you have big stem plants and you want to blend something to the background, you need some tweezers that have wider tips. And for that, I'm using the Tropica Tweezer here. Plus, I can use that to adjust smaller pebbles and everything that I need to adjust. In the case of the tweezers, narrow end is very important. See the difference between these two? This is much bigger friction. This is much smaller friction. So this is why good quality narrow tip tweezer for planting is a really good thing. The next one is the ADWA wave type scissors. I really like that because the wave type scissors would let me trim plants without me having to go down, all the way down with my hands. Okay, and the last tool on this side is the curved scissors, my favorites. So if I would have to buy only one scissors, I would buy this one. You can trim foreground, you can trim background with this. And the main go-to tweezers is the medium one. These two tools are a good starter. These scissors are really smooth to trim the plants with. If you move on to the entry-level scissors, you will notice that usually they're much difficult to trim with. You can get tired more easily. This is a teamwork. The guys are consulting with each other how to trim, what to do with the mosses. Maintenance is also a team effort here, which is really good. You can discuss this at home with your spouse, with your children. They will let you know which plants they prefer, how long they prefer, and it's so great. But let's move on. I'm going to turn this over to the other side. So what we have here is we have another DOOA scissors, which is a much sturdier one. This one is a smaller one. I can use this in nano aquariums basically. This brush is used for flattening the sand, getting rid of the sand that fell on the rocks and everything. These two tweezers are tweezers that I use to put in the pieces of paper towel into the cracks of the rocks before I pour some liquid super glue on top. So this is full with glue. You can see that it's ugly. I don't care, this is fine. And then the moss trimming scissors. When I'm trimming mosses, it's much easier to trim with this one. In the multi-box itself, I've got a couple of tools that I use on a regular basis. Some very sturdy scissors. I use this for to open any bags. The very famous Bonsai pliers that you've seen in many videos, I use this to get rid of the straight cuts. And the multi-box has a top. You can open the top, and below that you've got all the tools that you would need. Screwdrivers. This one is for opening the CO2 pressure reducer. Okay, so let's put everything back to place. And on the other side here, at the front, you've got fishing nets. I use that to collect the plantlets that always go up to the surface. ADWA TDS meter, which is a very important thing, is mounted here. On the other side, you've got another multi-box, and if you open that, you've got all the maintenance things that you need. A snail catcher, the Terra tape from DOOA, you have the ADWA Riccia Line. I use that very rarely now that we have the Terra tape. This is Terra tape. The moss cotton looks similarly, but the Terra tape will not decompose underwater. Syringe for filling up the drop checkers or the bubble counter. You've got the hose cleaner for the glass lily pipes. Don't use the one that is sold for plastic hoses, because you can break the lily pipe. If you want to clean the plastic hoses, you can use the Eheim hose cleaner. This is the 13mm, but it comes with an end that is good for 17mm as well. Metallic brushes, toothbrushes. This is good for cleaning the rocks and the wood from algae or any organic residue. The ADWA Pro Picker, you would not believe how important this is. Then, it's not the spoon that bends, it's you, right? You've seen the Matrix? I use this to add sand in certain places. This is really cool. And I use this card to clean the glass from algae in places where you cannot fit in with the algae scraper, which is right here, the small ADWA algae scraper. And I've got a small piece of sponge. Tropica Tweezer, and you take this, you can actually clean certain parts of the aquarium. You have no idea how useful this is, and throughout the years of aquascaping, I just picked up these little tools from our maintenance team members, or I just invented them myself. This is used for the GH Plus to remineralize the reverse osmosis water. And on the top tray, you've got another box that contains all the essential liquids that I'm using. The ADWA Supers, which is used to clean the diffusers. You've got the ADWA Clear Water, which is an important tool for making the water clear. ADWA Brighty K and the minerals for redosing the plant nutrients into the water after a big water change. And then the next one is the liquid super glue, and then the gel type super glue. The Grand Moss cup that you've seen in many videos, I used to put in the sand with this when I just need a little bit of sand in certain places. Dennerle cleaning sponge pad, which is really cool because it has a metallic side. I always use 2 hose clamps to clamp in the suction side hose or the inlet when I'm changing the water. Right here you've got the longest zip ties that I could put my hands on. When I'm setting up a tank, I use this to tie 2 wood pieces together, bamboo sticks, which are good for marking the place of the stem plants. When you're planting to the background, you know exactly what to do. This was the top tray. Let's move on to the bottom tray. So I've got some gloves right here, and these guys are handy for working with wood, rocks, hardscape, again scratching my hands. These are reusable. And then you've got the cleaning solution, which is always used only at the outside of the aquarium. I never use this inside the aquarium. Skimmer protector, okay? So you can replace the Eheim skimmers with this one, and the shrimp or anything will not get into the skimmer like that. Anyway, duct tape for taping Aaron when he doesn't behave behind the camera. Fine filter mesh for filling up the gaps. Measuring tape, very important. I've got my special towels with the ADWA clamp that I can put right here, and it just stays there. What else? Flashlights, very important, because if you work at night and the ambient light is not on and you want to do something in the cabinet, you absolutely need a flashlight. Before I forget, you need 2 additional things. One, you need a trash can, something that you can throw out stuff into. Secondly, you need water change hoses. In Green Aqua, we're lucky enough to have great long hoses here, and we can do the water change very quickly. Next week, you're gonna see the Hitain Gulab maintenance video in itself using this very card that you see right next to me. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know what I missed. What do you have that I don't? So you guys, I hope that you like this. Please don't forget what to do. We'll see you next time. Bye.